Hey nerds and nerdettes, it's Rick here again, and I am back with a review, this time of the NECA Toys Ultimate Kratos action figure from God of War 3. Before we get into the figure itself, let's take a look at the packaging here. This is by far, let's just move the lamp here out of the way so it's not so obvious that I'm running a rinky-dink operation here. Let's take a look at the packaging. This is by far the biggest Ultimate style packaging that NECA has released to date. Let's just run it in comparison here to the recently released T1000 packaging from NECA. And as you can see, considerably bigger, and with the accessories that I'll be showing you with Kratos, you'll understand why here. First off, let me just say how excited I am that NECA finally has the Sony license back. They're going to be doing Uncharted 4 with possibly hopes of doing more Uncharted should the first Nathan Drake figure do okay. They're doing Little Big Planet. They're doing this. There's promises of other licenses. They're very excited to have the Sony license back. And for those of you who don't know, here's a little history lesson real quick. Back in 2010, I believe it was, with the God of War 3 game coming out, NECA originally had plans to release the Kratos that I'm going to be reviewing here today. However, there was some sort of business dealing going on at the time where DC, not DC Direct or DC Collectibles, but an offshoot of DC Direct at the time, DC Unlimited ended up with the Sony license. So they released God of War 3, some Twisted Metal, Heavenly Sword, a couple of other game licensing from Sony. And while it was great that there was an actual God of War 3 line from DC Unlimited, they were undersized compared to NECA's previous God of War figures, which, you know, that's fine. They're doing their own thing. But they were also little more than pre-posed statues, very McFarlane-esque. Just not, and very, like, smooth, bland sculpt. So it was cool to get Zeus and Hades and Hercules in the line. Unfortunately, when you have a character like Kratos who needs to be superposable and very articulated, that just won't do. So I'm very happy that NECA has the license back to Sony. They've got big things planned. So there's a quick, boring history lesson. So let's take a look at the packaging here. Player select up at the top. Again, very happy to see officially licensed Sony product up here. NECA, Kratos Ghost of Spartan, God of War 3, Kratos' eye here. Again, beautiful, Sony. And on the side here, just says God of War 3. On the back, pretty cool graphics of Kratos with Hades here and Poseidon. Then we got some of the specs. Again, rinky-dink operation. Get out of here, light. Bonus features, 31 points of articulation, 2 interchangeable heads, blah, 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 blah. And then the credits down here, Randy Falk, Santa Monica Studios, Sony, Adam Smith. And then some more pictures of Kratos here. And it comes in the traditional Ultimate style, like book style packaging, with a little Leonardo da Vinci style picture of Kratos here, showing off his articulation. And then this awesome backdrop here. I'm going to have to, if I wasn't an opener, man, that'd be an awesome backdrop. With Mount Olympus up here and a bunch of clouds and lightning and whatnot. Okay, so let's get this guy out of here and look at the figure itself. Now, first of all, this is bigger than the previous Kratos offerings from NECA Toys. I don't know exactly where Kratos is right now. I do have the other Kratos figures, but they're packed away somewhere because my wife and I recently moved, and I just haven't gotten them out yet. But I did have Agent 47 available, so as you can see here, even in a crouched position, how much bigger he is than Agent 47, than their previous player select offerings. So there is that, and let's also take a look at his accessories before we get into the figure itself. Comes with the Blades of Athena, an alternate calm Kratos head, which, that's not Kratos. That's Kratos. So this head's just getting put to the side. And he also comes with the gauntlets that he obtains from Hercules. Kratos. Stop it, you. And he comes with these gauntlets. These do not plug into anything. There are no handles on the inside. They are just holes that you just jam up there on Kratos' hands, and they stay put. The one thing I also want to warn you about is the hands are very rigid, so be careful not to break the fingers or the swords trying to get them in there. That's why I won't be putting the gauntlets on to demonstrate for you, because these were a bitch to put in his hands. And also, a thing to note, it's kind of hard to pick up on camera here, but the blades of Athena here, the orange is translucent to show the fire effects, which I think is a very cool touch. Which, that is the running theme here with this figure, is NECA is known for their details, very fine details. This guy is no exception. He looks, first of all, like a guy that's covered in ash, just like Kratos is supposed to be. And it's not just the paint that gives this appearance. He actually has dimpled skin to kind of give the appearance that there's, it's not just a smooth sculpt. So it's a guy covered in ash. Lots of... They could easily get away with just, putting in some paint washes and saying, oh, it's detail, it's God of War, it's supposed to be grimy, but these paint apps are ridiculous. Clean. The face here, it's just, it's hard to pick up on camera here, but just the teeth detail and the lips and the eyes and the wrinkles in the forehead and the scar. Just amazing paint details on this guy. You've even got the boots of Hermes here, the shin guards here of Hermes, the chains, perfectly painted, perfectly detailed, the ornate details of the armor, blood, a little bit of blood here, because what's God of War if not blood? He even this time comes with thing back here so he can hold the blades of Athena back here and put the gauntlets in. It's just... nice touches all around from NECA Toys, which, again, they're known for their detail. But this guy just goes above and beyond, and it's so glad to see it. When I saw it in that video from the NECA tour a couple of years back, I was heartbroken that they weren't going to be releasing this guy, but they worked their magic, as NECA is known to do, and here he is in my hand. Okay, let's run the articulation. He's got a ball-jointed head. He's got ball-jointed shoulders. We've got a bicep swivel. We've got double-hinged elbows, a ball-jointed wrist. We've got ab crunch. Finally, a Kratos with an ab crunch. We've got a waist swivel, ball-jointed hips, an upper thigh swivel. Oh, wait. No, I'm sorry. No, the swivel is actually in the ball joint here, so it's kind of a... Yeah, there is no swivel right here, sorry. Double-jointed knees, double-hinged knees, and kind of on a ball joint, right? Yeah, ball-jointed ankles, and... my favorite thing, hinged toes. Finally, a Kratos with hinged toes. Okay. And again, the sculpt itself is just amazing. This part, for some reason, came off separately. So you got to plug that in. I don't know why it's separate, but it is a softer plastic, as is all the pieces of armor here, to not get in the way of the articulation. Same thing with the skirt here. Very soft rubber, so that... it doesn't get in the way of the articulation. I have no fear of this guy falling apart. This is a very, very sturdy figure, as are the blades, or the gauntlets here from Hercules. These guys, by the way, be very careful. The plastic is very hard. It is sharp. You could hurt somebody with these if you throw them at their head. Hard piece of plastic. This guy is a very solid figure. The joints are very tight here. Just... all around craziness. It is so good to have this license back in NECA's hands. I don't know how much I can stress that. This guy is awesome. For 25 under 30 bucks, 25 bucks around, you are getting a deal with the accessories, with the amount of paints, with the amount of detail. This guy is awesome. Again, a little bit taller than your previous Kratos offerings. I wish I could find him somewhere so I could show you in detail, but that previous Kratos was about the same size as the Agent 47, and yeah, as you can see, the new Ultimate Kratos, not that it matters, towers over that guy, but this guy is retailing for about $24.99. I picked him up from amucktime.com. Well worth it, you guys. I would highly recommend, if you're a fan of NECA's Ultimate figures, if you're a fan of God of War, if you're a fan of the character Kratos, you gotta get this guy. Crazy articulation, very clean, very detailed paint applications. Not even any slop here with the red of the skin, or the detail here on Kratos' skin. The face, I wish this guy up in here so you can see the details on the face. Just insane. Insane. I would highly recommend this figure to anybody that is a fan of Kratos, Sony, PlayStation, NECA, God of War. This is a must-have figure. $24.99. You got to get this guy. All right, guys. Hope you enjoyed. I'll have more reviews up sometime this week. I'm going to be doing the NECA Ultimate Jason figure, the Friday the 13th figure that just recently came out. This is a must-have, you guys. Please subscribe.